application for any of these loans, what is the first thing you need your reps to do?
Okay, this is for the newest person who has no idea what we do to the most seasoned veteran 25-year guy who's been doing the business. First place we stop on this train is the executive summary. We have a standard executive summary. It'll literally take somebody 5 minutes, a seasoned person a minute, a new person 10 minutes. It's very easy for them. You follow that format. What that'll allow is it'll allow us to make a determination very quickly, a yes or a no. And this is important because for the newer folks, the no is going to be as important as the yes sometimes. Why did he say no? Why didn't he like this loan? It's land, or it's a rehab construction, or it's a church, and it's some things that we just can't lend on. So the no is very important. It's a learning process. Now the yes will trigger a list of documents that I need to process a loan and get back an approval or a term sheet. So this checklist is pretty standard across the board, unless we're doing, for our alternate program, you're just going to add some documents when you get into a more full doc program. So again, always start with the executive summary. Use our executive summary. Sometimes brokers tend to get into the habit that they use their forms. We are extremely, extremely busy, and I need to be able to, and my folks need to be able to look at something that's format. We know where to look. We're not going through 6 different documents. Start with our executive summary. You cannot go wrong with that.
Okay. Another important thing to mention too, when these new reps come in, something I didn't know, on the executive summary at the top where it says broker, that should be the rep's name.
Yes.
Right?
It's the broker, or if there's a broker of record that's bringing a deal.
Okay.
So it should be, it could be both.
Okay. So let's go over the forms that, after it is a yes,
Yes.
let's go over the forms that they need to get, that the rep needs to get from the borrower to submit to you.
Yes. Or if you have a borrower, the borrower has to fill out.
Okay. But they still have to get them to you.
Yes. Yes.
So,
okay, SBC application in 1003. SBC application, all it is a small balance commercial application.
Okay.
I have a standard form. It looks like a personal financial statement, but you have to use ours because sometimes brokers, again, will send it, they'll see it as a personal financial statement, and they'll just submit a personal financial statement. The problem with a personal financial statement is there's no application component. It doesn't talk about a loan on a personal financial statement. It just says what I'm worth, my assets.
Okay.
Ours looks very similar to one, but it has items. This is a loan request for this subject property, and then it goes into a personal financial statement. So that's a small balance application, very standard form, and I can email that out. It's also on our website. Or you can use a 1003. A 1003 is just a uniform residential loan application. Most residential mortgage brokers will know what a 1003 is. It's similar to a personal financial statement. We accept 1003s because a lot of our business comes from residential mortgage brokers. So rather than them using a new form they're not familiar with, we'll accept a 1003. On both of these forms, and I can't tell you how important this is, make sure everything is filled out. If it's on there, it's important. I can't tell you how many times brokers or reps will not fill out the property description line, either on a 1003, and it's there. It's never filled out on a 1003, but it's surprising sometimes not on the SBC. Tell us what the property is. Commercial is not an answer. That's all we do. Yeah, I know it's commercial. That's why we're talking. Tell me what it is. Mixed use is not an answer. Tell me it's a pizza shop with 3 apartments. Be very specific, because these are things that could kill your deal. We could just say, oh, it's a mixed use and go down the path and waste a whole lot of time. And next thing you know, find out, oh, it was a dry cleaner with chemicals on premises. Can't do that. Use the property description. Check the boxes. Was there ever a bankruptcy, or are the mortgage payments current? If it's there, it's important. Fill it out. Leave nothing blank. I got to tell you that incomplete SBCs and 1003s they really upset underwriters. You don't want an underwriter upset on your loan file, because it's going to get a lot of scrutiny and it's going to go to the bottom of a very large pile. The job of the broker or the agent is to submit clean loan files to underwriting to get quick approvals. I got to tell you, these guys, we're very busy, 50 to 75 loan files a day. If you submit something that's half filled out, it is going to go to the bottom of a big pile. No handwritten documents. I know that that sounds crazy, but I get handwritten documents all the time. I cannot submit a handwritten document to an underwriter. They won't even look at it, and I'm short-staffed, so you got to earn your money. Type it in. All the forms can be completed online, digitally. So, clean SBC and 1003.
Okay. Let's go to the tri-merge credit report.
We are going to need a tri-merge credit report. That's with all 3 scores from the major bureaus. It needs to be pulled within 30 days. If you do not have access to pull credit, I just need a consent form, and I have a standard form that I can get you.
Why would someone not be able to pull their own credit?
Sometimes you can, sometimes they can't. Maybe borrowers don't know how to do it. Sometimes the brokers don't have access to do it.
Okay. So something pretty standard is you need color photos of the property, interior and exterior.
Yeah. Color photos is important. Get us a street scene. If it's an apartment complex, I don't necessarily need interior photos of somebody's apartment. The exterior photos, we're going to need that on everything. Pretty basic stuff.
Current 2 years taxes on entity and borrow and or extension with personal financial statement.
Yes. Even though we are doing bank alternate, and you may see the stated term out there sometimes, we need tax returns. If there's losses on the tax returns, we're not worried about that. We do allow losses on the tax returns. We're going to need 2 years. We're going to need 2010 and 2009. We need them on the borrower. We also need their corporate returns if they have corporate returns.
Okay. Why do you need them?
To make sure that they're filing, and also when you're looking at the business returns, even though there's losses, the underwriters know what the add backs are. They're going to see this depreciation and say, okay, they're taking the maximum that they're allowed, but we can add that back as a lender. So there's add backs on there that strengthen the loan, believe it or not. Even though it's a loss, we're going to know that $100,000 write-off
was a paper write-off.
It was a paper write-off, exactly right. So the returns are important. When also we need to know that they're filing, because the IRS can take first lien position. The IRS can take the property away in seconds, so we want to make sure there's no problems there.
Okay. And the last thing they need to submit is the rent roll with income and expense.
Yes, rent roll is this simple. Rent roll is just a list of the tenants that are in a property. So if you have a 10-unit apartment complex, a rent roll would list the 10 tenants and what they're paying on the rent. I have a standard form for that. And the income expense is pretty simple. It's what is the income on the property and what are the expenses, laundry, electric, water, and I have a standard form for that as well.